Hello, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing you an important update about the economy and the investment markets. Well, of course, we've ended the third quarter of 2019, headed into the fourth quarter. Generally speaking, earnings for this year, the full year 2019, should grow earnings somewhere between 8% in that range. Earnings look to be a little flat for the third quarter, but probably will pick up a little bit on the fourth quarter. There's been a lot of talk about recessions, although we've seen that actually cool down a little bit. Remember, the economy in the U.S. is growing this year about 2 to 2.5% on the GDP, gross domestic product. We are not in a recession. We do not see a recession. And again, I'm going to pat my staff and myself on the back. We were right. This year, no recession, but we've been right the last 4 years as Wall Street firms and banks kept crying for recession every single year the last 4 or 5 years. The key is this: real research on the economy. You look at how the economy is doing. We've been primarily invested in the U.S. marketplace for quite some time. The reason the U.S. economy is growing. We've been avoiding areas like Europe especially because they are in and out of recession. Now, we do not expect a recession, of course, this year. We are always doing research on the overall economy, not only here but around the world, and looking at where things are headed. We don't see a recession in 2020, but that may change in 6 months or 9 months. Again, this is a daily event that we do research, but we see a growing economy. Ultimately, the big factor that I see the next spurt of growth for the U.S. economy and the world is when we get a deal with China, a trade deal. I do not think that's going to happen until next year. Why is that? We're going to be closer to the election at that point in November of next year. I think at that point, China's going to realize that Trump will probably win a second term. And again, I'm not supporting Democrats or Republicans. I am just looking at how people are voting and what people like. And I will tell you, whether you're Democrat or Republican, I hear from a lot of clients on both sides. They like the policy. They may not like the person or maybe some of the things he says, but they certainly like the policies and they feel what he's doing is actually helping all America. What I'm seeing on the other side is a lot of division, which is, of course, wrong. I think at some point our political system will hopefully correct itself, but it's sad that both parties cannot work together. This president has gotten a lot of things done. I think a lot more things should have been done. But again, we've got a lot of division out there. And the talk now of impeachment even higher. I do not think impeachment's going to happen at all, by the way. But unfortunately, I see the Democratic Party, they don't seem to have much to run on other than impeach and impeach. People, again, policies do matter. Growing the economy, growing the job market, protecting borders, basic principles that every country, not only the U.S., but every country has, should be supported by all Americans and by both parties. The division that we're seeing today is not healthy at all, but again, hopefully that will correct itself over time. We look for greener pastures as we end this year. We look for greener pastures and hopefully potentially better growth as we go into 2020. Again, we do not see recession at this point. If you have any questions about your portfolio, of course, call the office and schedule a review type appointment. If you're not a client of our firm and you're finally at the point where you want to talk to my firm about managing your wealth, call our office consultation. We always like taking on new clients, nice people who want to improve their situation. Make sure you have yourself a safe and profitable day.